today? It's Lennon. I'm coming back to you with another great video. We're talking nourishment, and in specific, we're talking sleep over the last couple of days, a key part to nourishing our body, our mind, and our soul. As you know from the videos yesterday, we learned about the sleep cycles, what happens when we sleep, and why sleep is just so important. Today, we're going to talk about something that is just a growing epidemic in this country, and that is insomnia or sleep deprivation. So much so that the Center for Disease Control and Prevention is now classifying this as a major health crisis. The National Institute for Health says that a third of this country suffers from some sort of insomnia or sleep deprivation, and among adults, 50 to even 60% of us are experiencing this. Those are crazy numbers. Those are millions upon millions of people. So what's causing all this, widespread insomnia? I think it comes down to a very simple factor. It's our lifestyle. It's fast-paced, it's high-stressed, it's left brain firing, it's sympathetic nervous system overdrive, right? It's the bills, it's the significant other, you name it. We have all these stressors. We're always moving on to the next thing. We never have enough time, right? And we know that that is not healthy for us at all. The work that we're doing with our principles here, especially we're doing emotional intelligence, we've learned to be still and movement, we're trying to address some of that stressful lifestyle and change some of those behaviors. The other thing we need to really address in this country is I know is our sleep hygiene. What is sleep hygiene, you're probably asking? Well, the easiest way to think of it is a routine. Develop a constant routine that promotes healthy sleeping habits or healthy sleep. Okay, so we're going to talk about 4 things today that you can do to help improve your sleep hygiene right away. All right, number 1, develop a constant schedule, a sleep schedule. You're getting anywhere from 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on you and how what works for you. Hours a night, very set times. You go to bed at a certain time and you wake up at a certain time. Try to keep that as consistent as possible, as consistent as you can. That's going to help your body's circadian rhythm, which is basically a fancy way of saying the biological processes, the physiological things that go on inside the body to connect with the 24-hour cycle, the sun, the moon, the darkness, right? Go to bed, all those kind of things. Lets the body kind of connect with nature that way. So to get that circadian rhythm back on track, moving in homeostasis, that's definitely going to help you sleep. Set that schedule. Number 2, stimulants. Stimulants are a huge cause of why we don't sleep, and it's kind of this vicious cycle. We don't sleep, so we're tired, so we take stimulants like caffeine, energy drinks, coffee, right? To get us through the day. We take it in the morning, it gets us to the afternoon, we crash in the afternoon. More stimulants, coffee, energy drinks. What we don't understand is that these stimulants like caffeine, they have a half life of about 6 hours. And so that means if you, drink a cup of coffee or an energy drink at say 2 or 3 or 4 in the afternoon to get you through, 6 hours later, 9 or 10 at night, there's still half of that caffeine in your body doing what it's, does, and that's wiring you, getting you stimulated, trying to keep you up. So it becomes very hard to sleep. So cutting out that afternoon caffeine, that afternoon stimulant can be huge in helping you fall asleep quickly. So let's cut out that afternoon stimulant if we can. All right, number 3, blue light. What is blue light, you're probably asking? Well, blue light is a type of light. There's many different types of light along the spectrum, but blue light in its natural state comes from early morning sun more than anything. And what's cool about that is that blue light is designed to kind of kickstart the processes in our body to wake us up, to rise and shine and get going through the day. What happens though, when we are staring at our cell phones and our TVs and tablets, those are also putting off tons of blue light. And they're sending the same signals to our body, be awake, be awake, be awake. And that is getting in the way of going to sleep. So an hour and a half before bed, try cutting out the phone, cutting out the tablet, cutting out the TV, read, breathe, be still, do some things like that. That's going to help you get nice and ready for sleep. The last thing I'm going to bring up, the fourth thing, is sleeping aids. We got to try to reduce our sleep aids. What happens when we take a sleep aid? We actually don't get to sleep, at least not fully. We don't get through our full sleep cycle. We often miss that REM cycle. And we know from yesterday that REM sleep is one of the biggest places where we get the energy for the next day. So when we take pills, we actually become sedated as opposed to asleep. And in that sedation, we often, like I said, we get through just part of the sleep stages, but not that REM. And that's why when you wake up from sedation, from taking pills, you may have slept for 8 or 9 hours, but you're still groggy and tired. And that is because you still didn't get to complete the sleep cycles. So we got to try to cut out and reduce the sleep aids as much as possible. If you're following the principles and working on all these other things, that should be relatively easy to do if you just kind of work on it and add it into your life. All right, those are the four ways you can improve your sleep hygiene. There's a lot more to it. If you want to know more about how to cure your insomnia and sleep better, get a hold of me, private message me, or comment down below, or email me, Lennon at lifecastonline.com, and I'm happy to engage more and talk further about this. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you get some sleep. I got a lot. I'm going to go play, work, blah, blah. Peace, love. I'm out of here.